Yes, we are here, we are here, we are here, and we were patiently waiting for you. Even though there is no time as such in our perspective, in our dimension, we were observing you having some valuable time to reflect and ponder the information that has been so lovingly shared to you, for you to be able to have a recap of the growth and information that you have personally grown from. So we are talking to the vehicle directly. She still so profoundly respects us that she often doesn't question us for very many personal matters, because she likes to be able to work through and learn from her own experiences and lessons, as she is still wanting to enjoy the 3D, and she doesn't want to keep running to us if she has any queries. She wants to feel into it, as she wants to grow her own intuition, and it's always good for her to do that, like it is for everyone to try and feel into it and be able to respond to your own emotions and reactions and thoughts and expand upon those experiences. She doesn't actually misuse this work, as we were trying to say, for her own personal gratification. She still wants to work independently, and that is fine. She can always run to us and ask us many questions if she wants to, and if she has them. It is not cheating if she keeps tapping into us and asking us from our bigger perspective. But sometimes it is very valuable to have the experiences and learn and grow from them and have the perspective in a third dimensional experience. So all is well, all is well. She's wondering why we're saying this to her. Given that this is a public session, but this is purposeful for many reasons, and we will explain in the following. Many people assume that when you can channel, you would constantly be channeling your higher dimensional counterparts, and that actually isn't often the case at all. People have assumptions of what it would be like to be a pure channel, and it is a responsibility and a service. And as many people have heard, and may some of you experience yourself, when you are able to tap into this dimension, into this reality, if there is another agenda that has not got a pure focus and a pure intent, you will be blocked. You will be blocked. There is no. There is. There's so many things we could say. Being responsible for this information and these connections, you have to tread with respect. And when you try to misuse this work or misuse us, we are very much aware of everyone's agendas and intentions. And so this is where many practitioners have fallen on their bottoms, shall we say, with much love, because they're not wanting to see the 3D problems that are in front of them, and they're not trying to learn from them independently. We are not your therapists and counselors at all. We are high dimensional beings from an advantage point on your reality and on your dimension. So we are of service to be able to help guide and assist those who need it genuinely. And we don't mind helping and assisting those who are curious, who still have pure integrity and still have pure respect for us and our information. Just like how Joanne was mentioning a client who was losing her vision quite rapidly because she was living with blinders on. That was her own team doing that to her to be able to get her attention. And we will try to get your attention any which way that we can. And if you keep distracting yourselves from our messages, we will get more and more and more intensive with our messages to you. We will be very, very, very blunt. because it is important for you to pay attention. And many light workers are finding it frustrating to support what we have with much love referred as prickly cactuses, because they are so shut down. They are not able to connect in with their own teams, and that's very hard. And we're saying many light workers are doing this. Many light workers are shutting down their own team's informations because of the simple facts that they don't trust themselves. They don't love themselves enough to really go in, know the difference between their ego and their high dimensional selves, inspiration, information, intuition. It's very purposeful how everything is playing out. And this is why it's so important, crucially important, to do your inner work first before trying to assist and help others. And while some are trying to distract themselves by being leaders to support others, when you haven't done your own inner work, you will fall and you will feel overwhelmed and consumed by all of the pressures of being that leader. This is why many big, important people throughout your histories have not been successful in some regards to their life purpose and mission, because they truly didn't step up to their purpose, their empowerment, their strength, their life missions. And you're very, very, very capable of being able to step up into your life missions, but many of you are afraid, and that's simply the reason why you are not able to step up. You're still afraid. And so we would like you to all to explore what you're afraid of. Are you afraid that you don't actually deserve self-love? Are you afraid that others don't actually love you? The nuance and our emotional responses to each other and ourselves is what you need to be most focused on while you're trying to grow and improve your way of life through your perception and through your mindsets. When you're not feeling lovable and when you don't love yourselves, you are so busy trying to love others to feel and fill in that void of self that you are then needing attachments of others and needing respect. And obviously you all need respect, but you're loving others expecting that there's going to be a payoff and that there is going to be something for your efforts in loving them. And so you have attachments and conditions based on your love and service to others. And really that is obviously going to trip you up when you're not loving yourself, but you're focusing on loving others, and then you need others to give you and fulfill you for all of your lacking needs. You're still relying on others to soothe you, to empower you, to praise you and give you attention, when you are fully able to do all of those things for yourselves. This is what self-empowerment actually is. Not needing truly anyone else to praise you, acknowledge you. You should be able to do that and know who you are and feel comfortable and be mature with who you are and what your agenda for humanity is. And so therefore, when you are approaching those prickly cactuses, shall we say, when they respond in the ways that you are afraid that they will respond, it will not bother you. It will not knock you off your self-confidence and self-empowerment, because you already know who you are. So you're not sensitive to them loving you or reacting to you. You're not needing anything from them. In fact, you're of service to them to be able to love them. Of course, we're not saying support their, in quotation marks, bad behaviors. People who are looping in fear, who are afraid, who are dense in their emotions and in their realities, you want to help them. You want to remind them what love feels like. You want to remind them what hope feels like. You want to remind them what joy feels like. So how are you going to guide them and show them the light? Not by ridiculing them or judging them or having an argument with them. We almost say, please distract them from their densities. Please distract them from their looping to be able to give them a break from themselves and their mindsets by discussing something that has hope, joy, love, high integrity, truth, and wisdom. It's up to you, and you using your free will and you using your physical placements to be of service. Start finding your own truths. Stop relying on other people's information to project it as your own. You're all very capable of articulating your own belief systems, your own truths. And it's time for humanity to stop censoring itself. And the light workers need to show and guide you all to the way of what it sounds like to share the truth and the wisdom of the higher perspectives of love and light. You're all very capable of this. You are actually all very fluent at this. You're very well versed at this. And yet some of you suffocate your own voices and throats in fear of making us sound. Loving yourself and having confidence of self is the most, shall we say, attractive quality there is in humans, regardless of what you actually look like. When you are at a higher frequency, you almost sparkle and shine to others because you radiate that essence, you radiate out that joy, that frequency of love is addictive and noticeable and very attractive to others who are seeking that higher frequency, because it reminds them of source, it reminds them of pure integrity. And this is why they're so confused, and this is why they're so unsettled on this planet and in their lives, because they're just seeing density upon density upon density, reacting to density upon density upon density. Find your tribes, find your like-minded friends, find those who match your frequency. The connections should be easy, flow through, joyful, mutual respect. Let these people come in and out of your lives as you are expanding and expanding and expanding, and you cannot expect to all start at a running race. Not that this is a race against time in some regards. Your journeys are all different, but you've started on this path. You're not all born on the same day, and you're not all at the same level, frequency, vibrational match. You may think that you're all together, and you are all together, but as you are imagining a running race, oh, we added that in for the vehicle. Imagine you all at a running race, and your paces are all different, but you may find on your marathon running race journey that you find that you are in pace and alignment with others around you. You may smile, you may converse while you are running with joy, and you will enjoy that connection on your journey, on your marathon running race. But then one of you may get distracted or need to focus on something else and go in a different direction. And so while you were in step with each other at one point of the race, you will then merge away from each other and then be able to meet with others still on this journey, on this race. And that is fine. Embrace all of the connections that you have. Many people are assuming that you're going to be forever best friends and be able to have matching tattoos and friendship bracelets. And this is not truly always going to be the case, because sometimes when you are on a marathon journey with people and then you feel attached to others, you may almost then be on a two-man-legged race where you actually are tied together too much, and you can trip over each other accidentally because you naturally are on a different path journey, and so that divide is harder, and the tying of the legs, the binding of each other can actually be a burden and can actually be not dangerous, but also dangerous in terms of growth and expansion. And so trust those people who are with you in your lives right now are the most significant and purposeful for your lessons and experiences to learn from, opening up and trusting that there is much more people open to be able to match your frequency. And the more you realize that there are much more like-minded people in this reality than just yourself and maybe one other person or two other people or a handful of other people, when you realize the sheer quantity of those who are awakening and who are actually at the same frequency level that you are in, doesn't that feel? You have that support, you have your community, you have your unity, you have your tribes, you have that connection more of your soul families and tribes, even here on this earth, which you often thought was never going to be possible, because sometimes when you are just of service and you're the leader in your own community, even though you don't feel like you're leading at all, in fact you feel like you're just looping and seeing more density upon density, breeding into density, multiplying into density. There is many of you around the world that are reaching out to each other. So lonely. You're mourning each other because you can feel each other, you recall each other, but yet you can't see each other. You can't have faith or trust that you're right there around the corner. And so we're asking you all to trust that there are many, many, many amazing, profound light workers that are reaching out arms now to everyone here listening who are wanting to embrace you and love you and say, you're doing well. Don't give up. The race is still going. You're still in this marathon. Don't stop. Don't stop. You're here. You signed up for this race. You signed up for this experience. Embrace all. Embrace all. Cherish all. Do not take for granted anything. Cherish all the lessons, even the hard ones, because they're the ones that define you. Release anything that no longer serves you, that you still are traumatized over. Be honest with yourselves about what you are not overcoming. We want to ask you, is anyone still afraid of being left out? Is anyone still afraid of being left alone? Is anyone afraid of being rejected or hurt or isolated or abandoned? Think about all of the lower range of emotions. Google the range of emotions if you may, and see, do I have any sticking points? Is there any triggers here for me? And when was the time where it occurred that I remembered experiencing being left alone or not included? Think of all these times that may have happened in your life. All of the experiences are to always truly remind you that you have self-empowerment, that you only truly ever needed yourself on your own personal journey. While you're experiencing and hanging out with everyone, your true soul mission was to be of service and to be able to align yourself with your teams, with yourself, and remember who you are and remember why you are here at this important time. It is not to focus on mortgages. It is not to be in fear of money. It is not being in fear of not being social butterflies who have got the latest trends. Focus on your materialism. Focus on what your soul actually is starving for and craving, because that is getting your attention and must be served and respected. We are wanting to empower you, and we're sorry for those fragile egos who are believing that they are mature adults and they don't want to be told what to do, but yet they react like children when we remind them what they signed up for and what they're supposed to be doing and their spiritual maturity. You see those who are still using labels without actually any authenticity behind those labels. People will stumble and people will see that. And it's a learning lesson for all. Don't let that distract you. Pick yourself up and grow. You're all very, very, very capable of growing at a profound rate now when you choose to take the choices of making growth rather than excuses and distractions. Those people who truly have stepped up are profound. They are bringing in so much energy into the planet because they have truly released everything that no longer serves them. They have released everyone who no longer serves them, including influencers who are distracting them and keeping them in fear and density. They have empowered themselves more than they thought ever possible, and now they can be of true service and fully tap in to divine energy to be able to help their communities, to help themselves and their families, because they are truly of service. And to those people who we are speaking to, we thank you, we thank you, we thank you, because we know how challenging it is to be distracted in your density with all of your other nonsense that could be so tempting to be focused on. And you truly have to understand the purpose and the profound experiences that humanity is going through right now to be able to get over your addictions to 3D, to be of service. And it is truly remarkable, those who have truly awoken to selves. We thank you, because without you, we would not be able to reach those in density, because they have blocked us out. We have little other options now apart from walkout situations for some who are just simply refusing to honor and step up. Supporting humanity is taking a lot of energy, and it always has taken a lot of energy and focus from us. And while we do it with love, we cannot do it forever. Even though there is no such thing as time, we understand other 3D planets are also coming to a close in their life cycles. And so we are wanting to manage everything and be of assistance to many, not just focus on Earth. We can't merely just focus on Earth. It is a project that is really truly, should have really truly been done and experienced and been able to evolve. And that has been sidetracked in so many ways. We are asking all who are supposed to be of higher frequency vibrations to step up and remember your calling, because it truly is amazing when you are in alignment with your life purpose and soul mission, and when you are aligned to be able to hold the higher frequency and share it. We would like to remind those who are holding the frequency and not sharing that this is an interesting choice for you, and we are observing you. The energy is for all. The energy is not to be withheld. And we know some practitioners in the energy field that use their clients' energy for self and do not share with their actual clients. It's okay if you need that energy. And this is why we've asked many people to do your own inner work and call in your own teams and heal your own selves, and trust that you are very powerful and you actually don't need any other assistances. The more you have done your own inner work, the more you can be self-reliant. You truly are. But many of you don't know that you are powerful beings that are here. And when you choose to use your free will to heal yourself, release yourself, empower yourself, no one can do that for you, even if you pay some top professional person to heal you. You are doing the healing, not them. It's your teams that are doing the healing, not some 3D human. So remember, empowering yourselves. Stop disempowering yourselves thinking that specialists are going to heal you. You heal you. You've always have. You've also made yourself sick. You always have. Unless it's a life contract, and then it's us. Or unless you're not focusing, then it's us. See the relationship here? If you are truly embodying your spirituality, your relationship with us as besties, we've got matching tattoos with you. We say with much love, all is well. Just remember bigger perspectives. Trust that while you feel so isolated and alone in the three-dimensional version of your earth, it is merely an experience and a game, shall we say, and you take it all so seriously, and we've told you this so many times, and you get triggered by it because you're so precious with your experiences of trauma and hardship and density. And we're not laughing at you, we're laughing with you, because you've all been guilty of it once or twice. So look at your growth now. Enjoy the maturity that you're having as you are seeing things from a bigger perspective, trusting that the awakening is purposeful and significant for the most sleepiest and the most prickliest of cactuses. We would have liked to have seen humanity awaken to itself much earlier on. And we can say this for a long time. And this is why things are getting so ridiculously, extraordinarily obvious and out of hand. People have now the responsibility of choice. Do they follow the new current systems, or do they see it for something else? Do they see the negative agenda? Do they see the disempowerment of humanity and the segregation of communities? There's so much beauty to explore and see the true grand awakening. It is so clever, and we marvel at our own hand in helping humanity wake up to itself, because many would not have. Many would have just continually been diligent in their daily routines and lived in their entire lives to pay off that mortgage and be responsible citizens that put out their rubbish on the right, correct days, pay their taxes, listen to the professionals, and then die at a very comfortable old age surrounded with loved ones. But that's not any of your life contracts here. Listening to us today, you have much more better things to do. You're going to be much more busier than you ever could imagine, and we thank those who have been of service, because we are seeing you, and now we are stepping you up into better responsibilities and more community connections. And this is a marvelous time for all of you to find your communities. We ask you to please use your free will to accept connecting in with other like-minded people. Don't block it saying there isn't any. We will find them for you. You will naturally attract yourselves to them for you. All you need to do is accept and allow the universe to provide this for you. So using your free will, I'm opening myself up to my community of like-minded people who are going to help me with experiences and lessons, and I'm going to help them with experiences and lessons, and we're going to power each other and not disempower each other or enable each other. That is the most appropriate, mature way for any spiritual being to take on their journey, regardless of what collective you're working with. Because all collectives truly want that agenda to empower each other, to have experiences from each other, to grow from each other. There is no collective that doesn't want growth, truly. While some growth may be small and minuscule compared to other collectives, don't judge. It is all well beyond your pay grade, shall we say, in the 3D. Your perception and what you're experiencing now is very appropriate and significant. Don't worry about our work. We have got it covered, and we have higher dimensional beings supporting us too. So we call upon our guides, we call upon our teams as well when things get tricky. But we'd like to, just like Joanne, we like to be able to do our work and be of service and try the best we can in our dimension and in our reality. That's part of it. That's the fun. That's actually the game. That's actually the process. That's actually the journey. Why would we want to shortcut that and just find the answers? We're very capable of growing and expanding and experiencing things for ourselves, just like you. And part of our role and mission is to have support and guide for not just this planet, but for many planets around that are needing support and guidance. Of course, there are much more, shall we say, high maintenance planets. And right now, Earth is pretty high maintenance, attention seeking. And that is fine. We're not judging, but we're wanting to remind you that this is a significant experience, and many collectives are watching this and seeing how it's all unfolding for the lessons to be able to grow and expand upon for other future planets and current planets' experiences. Nothing is wasted. Nothing. No bad deed, in quotation marks, bad, is not going to be learned from. But as you know, using your free will, you can hear our messages and you can read profound wisdom, and it's not until you empower yourselves to move forward and take those lessons and actually apply them will any growth occur. You must be able to take the next step and apply it. And this is where some people through history have got stuck. They don't know how to actually physically apply it and make it relevant to their own lives. So all is well. All is well. We can feel many people questioning, what's the events coming up? What is happening? Tell us. I must know the details because I just can't find my inner peace unless I know every detail. And we are saying that is your inner work reflecting on you. Be patient, accept all, trust all. What are you distracting yourselves from in your daily life to be obsessed with future events? We say that with much love and appreciation for all of the challenges that you're trying to add on to distract yourself from doing your true inner work and truly being honest with yourself in any sticking points that you're having. We highly recommend you all to look at the range of emotions that a human can have and honestly question yourself. Is there a point in my time where I experienced this, and have I overcome it? Have I learned from it? And have I released it? It's fantastic homework if you're being responsible and genuinely, truly wanting to empower yourself to be of assistance to humanity and step up. It's marvelous times to do so, and when you reflect back on your choices that you're making, for those of you who will step up and empower yourselves and others, this will be a very proud moment in your soul's history because of the challenges and the obstacles that you have made to be able to overcome to be of assistance and service. And we see many that are close, so we encourage all to keep going. Never stop. Reflect. Take accountability, but never stop. Life is a beautiful journey. Enjoy it. Enjoy it. Enjoy it. Find your communities, they're waiting for you. And we say this with much love.